What's up, guys? My name is Max Santia. I'm here with Go and Thrive. I know it might sound pretty different from Profit Evolution Marketing. It's just because I'm putting it on hold for a bit, just because I want to take initiative on an info product that I'm relaunching on October 10th. It's an info product that's going to help people get introduced to entrepreneurship. It's going to teach what basically school won't teach you. And, you know, as a 15-year-old, that might seem a little weird, kind of me teaching you the basics, but believe it or not, I have spent the last 2 to 3 years applying myself and learning all the fundamentals in the entrepreneurial world. And I know I'm not perfect. I know I don't know all of it, but I do know that I know some terms that I'm sure that can seem very applicable to you and could it could benefit you a lot if you actually know them. So yeah, basically October 10th is when the info product will launch. I just want to get that out there into the public for right now, but right now it's in development. We're developing all the videos that we're going to be putting. It's an info product. It's going to have a curriculum that tends to include business literacy, self-entrepreneurial development, how to make money online. All this stuff is going to go directly to you at a very affordable price. I'm sure, like if you have the money to afford an Xbox card, I'm sure you could afford this program. But yeah, we're going to be making sure we make everything understandable for you guys. You know, I know there's some acronyms in the business world that you probably won't know, like maybe a CTA or a B2B, B2A. We cover all those, and by the way, those means call to action. Call to action means CTA, B2B means business to business, B2C means business to consumer. Just by the way, just for right now, but yeah, in the program we're going to be covering a lot of things, such as, you know, social media marketing, drop shipping is going to be covered by one of my team members. We're going to be covering a lot of things. Psychology of marketing is going to be covered by another one of my team members. The 25 cognitive biases, things that you need to do to start developing yourself as an entrepreneur. If you want to get into the entrepreneurship field, this is for you. And if you don't know where to start or what to do or how to even think about it, we can help you. And if our program isn't enough, we'll even offer one-on-one calls and stuff like that, where you can just interact with us, ask as many questions as you like, and we'll be for sure to answer them for you. But for right now, I'm just gonna give you something that you could just benefit off of right now. I just want to help you out understanding some of the things that you might have questions about, such as, you know, what are the 10 habits of an entrepreneur. Could be some of the things you'd probably want to know. And, you know, I myself am I guess you could say, CEO and founder of Profit Evolution Marketing. It's a social media marketing agency. I just got certified off the Ty Lopez's social media marketing agency, and I learned so much through that agency. And I'm sure that if I could take everything that I learned, you know, I myself have already launched it. I've marketed a lot of things for my dad's company. I'm looking out for clients right now. I'm in the midst of just, you know, actually providing my services, and I know that I could deliver these results. I'm really confident about myself, and, you know, these are some of the things that Ty Lopez has taught me. He's a great entrepreneur, highly successful. You know, he's the best. He gives the best strategies and ways to think that, you know, for me personally, school never gave me that. You know, they don't offer too much entrepreneurship curriculums, as you could say. I mean, but, you know, I'm always going to be conservative about this stuff, but just for my personal opinion, school just doesn't provide everything you need to know in life. Just in my personal opinion, there's so many things that just don't seem very applicable. And, you know, I've just taken my life, and I just want to give this message out there and put it into the public that you just don't need a college degree to be successful in life. And I know that's a mindset and stuff like that people always tend to have, you need to go to college to be successful. And I get it, but it's not the case in modern day 2018, because, you know, there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there who were college or even high school dropouts that, you know, built multi-million-dollar companies, and, you know, not just like that, but you know, they did apply themselves, you know, self-educated themselves. And just like Jim Rohn says that, you know, education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. And, you know, always take that into consideration as much as possible. You always want to consider things that, you know, you always want to be learning things that, you know, you can benefit off of a lot. And for example, in school, I mean, they probably made you read some things off a textbook that made it seem boring. And for me, that kind of just makes me want to hate reading. But, you know, if you, just like Ty says it, if you read something that really interests you and, you can benefit off of, you're going to get into the habit of reading a lot. And, you know, that's one of the things that I want to, teach you. I want to help you understand that type of stuff. You know, growing up in the school system, I always hated reading, you know, but once I got with Ty, I mean, he just gave some really good book recommendations. I just started flipping through the few pages, and just like that, I read the book completely. Lean Startup by, I forgot what his name was, but the Lean Startup was one of my first business books. It taught me how some people just went from zero to hero, just by applying themselves, just using themselves, self-educating themselves, always having that vision at the end, like applying themselves, it's possible. Don't ever like think that a dream is impossible just because people say it's impossible. You always got to have that vision, and at the end, like what you want to accomplish. Is it a nice car? Is it just providing for your family? Is it financial freedom? Is it traveling the world? It's possible. I promise you, it's possible. And like as I said it before, like I am a 15-year-old, but like I do see the world differently. I do really want to like get my message out there that it is possible. Like the entrepreneurial American dream is possible. Like that's just something I want to get out there as much as possible to the teens that think they need to be successful in college and have a straight 4.0, and if they don't, they're not going to be successful in life. Like I just hate that mentality. Like don't get me wrong, it does take a lot of hard work and smart work. Apart from that, you need to be like really smart in what you do and like work productively, very productively. But like regarding that, like as long as you do what you love in life and you like don't even consider it as work, and you're doing what you love, you're gonna live a happy life, and money won't even be like the issue. You're gonna be making money for sure, but like as long as you do what you love, man, perfect. Like that's just the way to go in my personal opinion of life. But for right now, I mean, I'm just gonna get started on just sharing some things that I learned from an entrepreneur. I was looking a few days ago. You should probably look him up. His name is hold on, Patrick Bet David. You should probably look him up. So 10 things you need to know about entrepreneurship just to get started. So you have to learn how to self-motivate yourself. Like you need to know what your drive is. Like I know this is gonna sound pretty stupid, and a lot of people might like say that it's not true, but like if you don't have that self-motivation inside of you, like that same drive that you have waking up in the morning and ready to do this, and like you're pumped about working and everything, if you don't have that that same motivation, I really don't think business is for you. Because if you don't do what you love and it doesn't get you excited, this is probably not for you. And once again, like I may be a 15-year-old and you don't have to take my word for it, but I'm just trying to give you some advice. Like you're probably not doing what you love in life, you feel me? But like if you really like get pumped in the morning, you're waking up and you're just happy to be doing this, I highly recommend you start putting it into action. Like don't just envision, execute the vision, as I love to say. Number 2, saving your money. I know this is one of the toughest things to do. As even a person myself, it's become a huge struggle just to like save money. But you always need to save money for future purposes, such as investing in seminars, which is like one of the things I love to do. Whenever there's a seminar around, like the Tai Lopez seminar, I put in half of it with my dad, and then he put the other half, and we both went. And it was something that I really looked forward to, because that seminar changed my entire life. Meeting Tai Lopez and seeing what he had to say, along with many more entrepreneurs on the panel, truly changed my life and made me see the world through a different perspective, and seeing that everything's possible. Like saving your money can lead to so many good things if you invest it correctly. Always remember that, which leads me to my next one, which is invest in yourself. Always be investing in yourself as much as possible, whether it be in books, ebooks, whatever it be, like seminars, webinars, whatever it be. Always be investing in yourself as much as possible. You don't want to be using your money on stuff you don't really need, especially if you're materialistic. If you're materialistic and you think you need a nice watch just to show off and have that same feeling for at least a day, and then the next day it fades away because you're not feeling the same way as you were the first day, that's not using your money as wisely as you could be. And don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. Like I do have that tendency as well, but I always like to invest my money in the best ways possible. Like for my social media marketing agency, whenever I need like marketing money, just to put out upfront marketing money, just to like market the company a little bit more, I always invested in that. If I need new software and ClickFunnels, or it's on an Instagram thing, I'll invest it into that. It's because I actually need to invest in myself. I mean, I guess it's in myself, but also in my company. If you have a business, you need assets along with that, and those do cost money at times. Some of them might be free, but the good things tend to be, at least like, I don't know the specific price points, but they usually do tend to be like a good amount of money. So I would totally suggest, saving money just in case for future purposes, and also investing in yourself. So number 3, learn how to sell, which is something that we're going to be covering in our course. And by the way, our course is going to be called Go and Thrive. So that's going to be the name of our course. We will launch it October 10th as an info product. And we'll get it out there, so make sure you are there to like just see what we're doing. Just to get this out of the way, I'm just making this video so you can understand future purposes. Go and thrive. Don't sleep on it. Okay, so yeah, learn how to sell. Sales, highly necessary. It's the main thing of being an entrepreneur. You need to know how to sell. If you don't know how to sell, you're probably not going to go far, okay? Like, you need to know how to communicate with people, how to plant an idea in somebody's head so that they could go home knowing and always having that mind like, yo, maybe I should have bought it, so that they want to buy it later. You need to know how to sell something. Marketing is also a huge aspect in one of those things too, which we're also going to cover in our course, how to market something, social media. But regarding sales, you need to learn how to sell. It's highly necessary. And one of the things you could do to sell is you could do online sales, or you could do local sales, which is probably doing this. Like, let's just say you have a marketing agency. All right? You want to go and propose your idea and what you can be doing for other businesses. How you want to propose that idea is all about sales. You want to know how to communicate what your message is to your consumer, which could be your client, and that's what you want to look for. So, how you can do that? Making sure that you identify the problem right away so that they feel like it's mission critical, that you are the only solution to their problem. Sales has a lot of psychology in it, and that's also something that we're going to be covering. You need to understand the psychology of sales in general, how to sell, all that. Highly necessary to be a successful entrepreneur. Moving on, we have networking with the correct people. I'm sure you've heard of the word or the phrase that says you are who you hang out with. Like, if you're hanging out with people that don't motivate you to be a better person or a better you need to separate yourself from that group as far away as possible. Like, my circle, people that motivate me all the time, like, for real. Like, you need to make sure that you're always around people that inspire you to be the better you. It could be like your friends, it could be other people, like around people in your church, I don't know, whatever it be. Just make sure you're around people that have the same ambition as you, same determination, consistency. All that stuff are things that are sure to play off, because you are who you hang out with. You feel me? Like, you gotta hang out with the right people. So yeah, now that we move on to work for an entrepreneur. So this is one of the toughest ones. You have to go look for CEOs around your around your area, wherever you live. There's got to be at least one CEO, and you got to network with them. You have to say something like, yo, I'll work for free for you, but you got to teach me some of your methods, some of your strategies, some of the ideas that you have that you can give to me that I can implement for my own life, something like that. They'll be more than glad for you to help you out, because they could also be serving you as a mentor. Just like Ty Lopez had his mentors, and see where he went from 47 in his bank account, sleeping on the couch, to where he is right now with a Lamborghini in his garage and living in the hills. You want to get to that point, but you need to have the right guidance. And obviously, like, I'm 15 years old, I probably won't be able to like mentor you in the right way that other people might be able to. But I'm just like that guy that kind of gets you getting your foot in the door into the entrepreneurial industry. But definitely, you must go out and seek entrepreneurs out there, successful entrepreneurs, people who are already doing it or have done it. Don't look for startups. Make sure they're successful entrepreneurs that you can get guidance from, that they can mentor you, that they can lead you on the right path, so you can start scaling yourself and increasing your progress and all that. And that's kind of what you want to look for, especially if you're thinking about and taking it seriously for the entrepreneurial mindset that you might have. You gotta get in touch with CEOs and just learn with that. Also go with networking events, all that stuff. You can meet great people. There's a lot of free networking events around here, like whatever it be, man. Just like look for the right people to hang out with, especially CEOs. You gotta look for these highly successful CEOs. Okay, moving on, we have work for 80 hours a week for 12 to 24 months. Okay, so there's a saying that says work smart, not hard. So there is a good factor to both of them. You gotta work hard and smart at the same time. You can't just be like, I wouldn't call this a productive day if you literally spent 10 hours working a day and you didn't make any progress at all, but you still worked. Like, that's not being productive. You're just wasting your own time and everybody else's time. You feel me? So you gotta work 80 hours a week. I think 80 hours a week for 12 to 24 months, and you're going to see the amount of progress you will have. I know it sounds hard, and I know I'm saying it like it's nothing, but you got to work on this stuff. Start off small. Obviously, you ain't got to work, like, I don't know what the math is, like, off the top of my head, but like, if you actually work around, like, let's just say like 5 hours a day and just getting started and doing something that you love. Like, for me, when I first got started, I worked like from 12 p.m. all the way to like 12 at night, like 12 12 straight hours, obviously with like little breaks in between, like little ones, but like I was driven. Like I really wanted to see what I could do. Like I was just so motivated to just keep making progress, and you gotta have that same drive and ambition in you. Obviously you're not gonna have it at some points. Like it's not like you're gonna wake up every morning just wake, like, you know, obviously there's gonna be some boring times, but as much as you can make it as like your best days ever, like it just feels like great just working and improving and making progress. It's not gonna feel work, and time's gonna go by fast, and you're making progress at the same time, which is like my point. Like make as much progress as possible within the time limit that you have. 80 hours a week sounds a lot for you guys. I know it is, especially if you're in high school right now or middle school. I know you have a lot of work coming in. You might have practices. You might have going to the gym. I know you got to hang out with your homies and everything. But, you know, if you really want to make this serious, like, you got to make this your priority. Like, I know like, don't take it from me. Like, I don't want to give you the wrong message. But, like, even if it requires you to take some initiative out of school and, like, some drive out of school, and you got to put this all into the business, I mean, like, I'm not trying to give you the wrong message, but if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. You feel me? Like, if you got to, like, take a Saturday off and stop hanging out with your friends just so you could keep working on your thing and make progress, I know it's tough, but you got to do it. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like a do or don't, and like you really got to do it. It's kind of like, it's either going to make you or break you, you know? Like, your mindset is the most important thing you have, like your mentality. You got to have your end vision in mind. Always remember it, always think of it, like, if I make this decision, this will happen. If I don't make this decision, this won't happen. You feel me? Like, you got to make sure that you take this as seriously as possible. Always make the right decisions. Work 80 hours a week. It would be the best thing you can do for 12 to 24 months. I guarantee you, if you do this correctly and productively, you work productively within those 80 hours a week, you will make a great amount of progress, and this is basically what we're looking for. Okay, research, learn, and apply. Basically, this just means trial and error, learning, and trying it out. So, just going back to the whole school system, they never, I guess in a way a test might be, but you never learn through experience. You're never gonna learn without experience. Just how, like Ty Lopez says, the osmosis. You gotta go and try out your things, like what you're learning, and go apply them into the real world as much as possible. Always be making like yourself always look for challenges that you like might not be able to overcome, but you still try them anyways. Look for those type of things in your life, and I guarantee you'll make progress, because you can't make progress without failure. And I know you've probably heard that so much, but it's just true. And like I just want to embrace that message as much as possible. You always got to go out there and fail so you can learn. Basically, if let's just say that cold calling, cold calling is basically calling up businesses who have no idea who you are and pitching them a product or service. Let's just say you read a whole article on it, and let's just say you want to sell a pair of Nike shoes, and you have 10 listed buyers who probably want to buy them, your Nike shoes. What you want to do is, like, now you read the article on some tips on how to open, how to say your name, how to do this, how to make the message intriguing so they won't hang up on you, how to do this. You learn all of it. Now you researched it, you learned it, and now you want to go apply it. You pick up the phone, you call whoever's like listed on who might want your Nike shoes, for example. You call them and you try out everything that you learned to see if it actually works. If it doesn't, what's the worst thing that can happen? Like, honestly, like, they're never gonna see you again. You're never gonna like even call them again if they said no. I know it sounds hard. I know I'm saying it like if it's like an easy thing. I know it's a hard thing for some of you, but you gotta get out of your comfort zone. You gotta actually like go experiment these things. Like, get out of your comfort zone and go see for yourself what the real world is like. There's gonna be a lot of like declining and rejection out there, and that's just how the world is. But you gotta just like move past it. Like, embrace yourself for like failure, and just like persevere through it. Because I'm sure that on your 8th call, you might get that sale, and that's what we're looking for. You make progress by learning from your mistakes. Research, learn, and apply, for sure. Finding your strengths. Now, this is one of my top ones. Like, I always tell this to people who want to like learn from me and stuff. Finding your strengths is one of the most important things that you want to build on. For me, myself, this was one of my strengths, I guess, communicating my message to people. I love helping people, like, I just love giving my message out there and, helping as many people as possible. I know I'm 15, but, I believe it or not, I have helped a lot of people, like, just giving them like simple guidance and tips, stuff like that. as small as that may seem, it has a huge impact for some people. Like, I'm not trying to like say anything, but it does have a huge role, and those are one of my strengths, getting my message across to people, helping them understand that they have a huge potential to reach, and they're not going to achieve it if they don't work hard for it. Like, let's just say that's one of my strengths. One of your strengths could be, you know how to talk to people, you know how to sell. You want to get in sales because that's one of your strengths. You know how to sell a product, you know how to get it, market it, and make sure that somebody who sees it wants to buy it. Let's just say that's one of your sales, and I know that's a major skill set that many of you may not have, but let's just say that's one of your strengths that you think you got and you want to try it out. What you want to do is put it in action, like I said before, see if it works, and if it works slightly, you may have some failure, like let's just say 80% failure. That 20%, I'm sure you can scale it and start growing on it, improving those mistakes and growing upon your strengths. I know that sounds like maybe like what the hell, like 80% sounds like a lot, like a failure, and it's just, you should probably just give up. But if it's something that you're passionate about and you feel like you can do it and you can achieve it, and like it just seems like something you can do, I highly recommend you keep implementing until you get really good at it. And I'm sure if you really commit yourself, it can happen for you guys. I promise you. Now, if you see that something's like not clicking and it's just not working out, and you've tried countless times and you're just finding it boring, that's not a strength. That's just a weakness. And I usually don't want to avoid them, but you know, if you could, as long as you keep trying to improve on it, the better. You know, just never give up on a weakness. Always have it like as on the side, but as many strengths as you can build up and have like a skill set. You know, it could be website optimization. Like, I don't know what it could be, like talking to people. Let's just say that's like one of your strengths. You want to have as many of those strengths as possible so you can use them in future purposes, and that's just something I highly recommend to you to do. And let's just say you don't have a strength. Let's just say like you don't even know what your strength is. The best way to look for it is just, what do you love to do? Let's just say, okay, like I told this advice to one of my friends before. So let's just say you don't know what you're good at. You don't have any strengths, but you love editing and you love filming stuff. Here's what I told him. Why don't you go build a company? You could build one on Wix. You could make a website for free on Wix, and you could go to Namecheap, buy a domain for around like $10 a year. $10 a year, bro. Like, if you don't have $10 and like, let's get into something. You feel me? Like, $10 a year for Namecheap, get a website, do some marketing on Instagram, on Facebook. You could just reach out to people and just see if they want some, get your foot in the door. You could do it for free. You could provide your services, editing services, videography services for free, just to get your foot in the door. And if you provide massive, great results because of your HD quality or your amazing editing skills, you're building up on a strength, and that's just something you love to do, right? You want to keep improving on that, because it's something you love to do and it drives you, and you're also going to be making money off of it in the future. If you truly commit yourself, scale properly, market it properly, you're going to see a lot of money coming in through. And I know that's not all of it's about. It's like not always about the money, but yo, it is good to have it, and plus you're doing what you love to do, so that's also a great thing. And this leads me to my last one, which is failure. Always, it's going to be inevitable in the entrepreneurial career. You're always going to encounter failure, and it's just about the amount of times you can get like back up from it. Like, I forgot what his name was, the founder and the creator of GoPro. Like, he had 2 massive failures, but you know, he never stopped persevering until he got to where he was, which is building a massive company, GoPro. Like, everybody knows about GoPro. Like, it's become so great. Like, he doesn't even have to market as much anymore. People just know that it's a great product, it works, and that's the point you want to get to. Like, he had so much failure, and it's about patience as well. Like, you know how Gary Vee always says it, like, it's all about patience. How long are you willing to actually wait and work to actually accomplish your dream? Like, it might seem like cliche, and I know you've probably heard it a bunch of times, but you just got to understand, like, I'm just trying to embrace this message as much as possible so that you truly understand. And you know, all of what I just said, I'm also going to be covering this a lot more in depth into my program, or the program. So don't forget, October 10th, Go and Thrive. It's going to be dropping, all right? I'll make sure to market it, reach you. If you want to know more, subscribe. If you want to get in contact with me, visit me at profitevolutionmarketing.com. Go to the contact tab, and I'll get right in contact with you. Whatever questions you may have, I'll answer them. Whatever you need, I'll answer them, all right? I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you learned something. I hope you're motivated, and if you have an idea, don't just envision it, execute it, all right? Thank you so much.